Hey everyone, this is Derek from the ChessDojo. If you don't know me, I'm one of the guys in the background that's kind of handles a lot of the tech stuff, a lot of the graphic stuff, and helps keep the dojo running. But today I'm actually here to show you off these new boards that Millennium Chess has sent us. They actually sent us two boards. So this video is going to be about the Supreme Tournament board, which you see in front of me. This is their full tournament size wood board. They also were kind enough to send us the E1 board, which is more of their portable, travel, budget-friendly board, I would call it. I'll do a follow-up video with that, kind of reviewing and showing all the features of that. The features are very similar. It's just the board just looks different. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit more portable. But this video is going to focus on this board. As you can see, it's a fully wood board, which is very beautiful. The pieces are all wood. They've got some nice weight to them. So this board is really going to give you that tournament feel. Makes it feel like you're playing in a real tournament, so you can play online while getting the practice of visualizing over a full-size board and not a smaller piece or not looking at a screen. To play online, you will need, and I'll go into detail, but you will need the ChessLink app. This is what connects either to Bluetooth through your phone, your tablet, or you can connect through USB or Bluetooth through your computer when you're doing your analysis, and I will kind of show a little demo of how that works. Millennium has also paired with Chess House, and they've been kind enough to offer some great deals for dojo members, so make sure to check the link below, and I'll include some of those details. They are offering free shipping within the United States, and then they also offer discounted shipping globally. So make sure to, again, check out those links down below and check out those deals. Okay, now I want to show you how to connect the board to a tablet or a phone to get started playing online. First thing you want to do is make sure you turn on the ChessLink adapter to connect it to the tablet. And then from your tablet, whether it's an Android or an iOS device, you can download Millennium's ChessLink app. Now, the first time you'll load it up, it'll come up with this welcome and this first installation screen. You can just follow through the steps and continue on until it gets to connect board, in which case you'll press board search and then search for board. And you'll see it found the Millennium chess board instantaneously. You want to click connect so you can connect to that. And now you'll see the light change to green and it says board connected. So you can close that window. You can go to the next step. You can pick the color scheme for the app that you want. They've got a blue background, a dark background, and a bright background. I'm just going to stick with the default blue background. You can choose sounds, whether you want the sounds to be on or off, and the sounds will just notify you when a game starts, when a move is executed. So the nice thing is it's off to the side and you'll hear an audible sound, so you don't have to keep looking back at the screen trying to figure out if a move has been played or not. So I'm going to leave my sound on. The next setting that you can always change later, but the next setting is called response delay, and that's going to set a delay from the time you move the piece to when it transmits it to the tablet. So a longer delay will allow you to slide your pieces, and a shorter delay will pick up those changes faster. So if you like to slide your pieces, you might want to play with the settings and adjust it to a somewhat longer delay. I think I've seen somewhere online where someone mentions 500 milliseconds. The default is 200 milliseconds. Now I've played around with it a little bit, and I haven't found the exact right timing that I would like. But again, I tend to pick up my pieces and not slide them. So you might just have to play with that, figure out so it's not registering these slides and putting your pieces on the wrong square. So I'm going to leave mine at 200 milliseconds for now. Next is going to ask you to add your Lichess account. I'll go through the steps to do that later, but you'll have to get an API access token. So you'll have to do a couple steps to get that we'll follow up later. Once you go through that, it'll just say your app is now ready. And you can just click that, and now you're back to the home screen. So from here, once you get your access token to Lichess, you can play on Lichess. Unfortunately, this app doesn't allow you to play on chess.com. Chess.com's API is not able to transmit to this app currently. I don't know if they're working on that in the future, but it would be a nice addition. I will say that if you have an Android device, you can use this board just going directly through the chess.com app, though. I unfortunately didn't have any Android devices around when I first got the board, but I did purchase this relatively cheap Android tablet from Amazon. I basically purchased it just strictly to be able to play on chess.com if you're interested, or you can play on Lichess, but with this tablet or on any Android device, it gives you the flexibility where you can play on either one. Another nice app that you can download is the White Pawn app. Now, this isn't developed by Millennium, but it is functional, and you can use the Millennium board to play on this app. It does just have a couple more features that you can play as opposed to the Millennium ChessLink app. You can play directly on Lichess. You can play a 1v1 if you wanted to play somebody over the board. You can set a clock and analyze right there if you want. You can play against the engine if that's your preference. It's got certain puzzles. I haven't used that feature a lot, but you can go online and upload certain puzzles, and you can come back and train yourself later if you want. Or you can just use a nice chess clock if you wanted to play it that way, where if you and your friend are sitting across from each other, you can just play random pieces. I haven't connected my board yet, and it's just a clock and it'll automatically clock. It's just a nice little feature if you wanted to use that. So in the White Pawn app, you will have to connect your board again. And one critical thing is to make sure that if you're switching between the apps, make sure you close the other app, the ChessLink app. Otherwise, that app will still be trying to access the board's Bluetooth, and you won't be able to connect here, at least from what I found. So I always make sure I close the other app. And then when I come here and scroll down to the bottom, you'll see where it says no board connected. If I tap that, it'll start searching for boards. And then once it's found the board, you'll see Millennium Chess will pop up right there. So if you just tap that board, it'll connect. And now you're able to use the White Pawn app to play online. All right, and you'll see once it's connected, you'll see at the very bottom the little green icon that says Millennium Chess, and that just means it's connected. The board will stop flashing, and you're good to go. All right, now to show you off the functionality of the actual board itself. I'm just going to start up an engine match just so you can see how it functions and how it translates to the tablet. From here, playing the engine, you can select the engine you want. I'm just going to leave it with Stockfish for right now. You can pick whether you want to be a random color or white or black. I'm just going to leave it for white. You can set different clock settings if you want. In this case, since I'm just showing it off, I'm just going to say no settings for the clock. You'll see right here, there's a little picture, little image of the board. You'll see if I start to move some pieces around, this board will update. So if you wanted to set up like a custom position or sparring position like the Dojo training program normally has, and you want to spar against the engine or someone else across the board, you can set up these custom positions. In this case, I'm just going to go from the starting position, and then I'm going to say, let's start a game. And so I'm playing white. So you'll see I make a move, and then you'll see the computer's response, and you'll also hear it call out that response.
Pawn d7 to d5.
So you'll see it says pawn d7 to d5. One thing that's a little inconsistent with the apps and that I found is that sometimes the board doesn't light up to show, or it might take a minute. As I was saying it, you'll see that it lights up. So the piece to move starts flashing, and then it'll light up the square that it's supposed to move to. It's normally very quick and responds immediately, but occasionally there's a little bit of a lag from what I found. And you'll see on the board that all updates, and then I can make my next move, and I'm just going to capture.
Queen d8 takes pawn on d5.
And so you'll hear it announce it again. Again, it hasn't lit up yet. It's running a little slow this morning. Lots of times it runs a lot cleaner than that, but it's just that is one thing I found is that it's got a little bit of a lag sometimes when it's lighting up. So I'm going to move that piece. I'm just going to chase it away like that, fighting the Scandinavian. But essentially, this is exactly how the board functions. It functions very clean, very nice. The nice thing is these full-size pieces. It gives you the true tournament wood board feel, and you'll see it just lit up now. That's that little bit of lag that I was talking about. Now, looking at the pieces of this board, this is one of the few e-boards out there that's all wood. It has a very natural feel. So if you're really looking for that real tournament feel of those real wooden pushing wood chess pieces, this one is perfect for you. Just to show you each of the pieces are all wood, and they have some nice weight to them. So that you're going to get that real feeling of pushing real wood pieces. They're not the light, flimsy plastic pieces that some sets have. So if you're looking for that true wood weighted feel to them, these are perfect, and these will be right up your alley. I just want to show you all the pieces a little closer up, just so you can get a better look for them. And then the king. You'll notice the board itself obviously is all wood. And I've shown it before where you'll see all the little, each square has a light in it. You can touch the little Millennium logo to change. So if you hold it down, it will change the brightness of it. So if it's a little too bright for you, you can definitely dim them. If you want to turn them off completely, you can, I believe, tap it and they'll turn the lights off. I like to have the lights on when I'm playing because the nice thing about this, as opposed to some of the other electronic boards that don't have the lights, are when your opponent makes a move, you're having to look at your phone or your screen or something to see that move. With this, since the pieces light up, you never have to look at the screen. So you can set the phone off to the side, eliminate all of your distractions, see the pieces, move the pieces, and really just focus on the game, which I think is one of the best, most important features of this. To have a real wood board with those lights in them is not something you see every day. Now I just wanted to show you, since I hadn't shown you yet, how to connect it to chess.com. Lichess is pretty simple through all the other apps, and chess.com is simple, but you just go through the actual chess.com app. So if you download that, open it up like you regularly would, you'll see mine is already connected right here. In order for that to show up, you just have to go to More, Settings, and then Connected Boards. And you'll want to make sure you pair it here. Now mine's already paired because you'll see that Millennium chess right there. So once you have it paired once, you turn it on, turn on your tablet, it should connect automatically. So now that you've turned on connected boards and made sure it was connected, back at your home screen of the chess.com app, you should see Millennium Supreme Tournament board pop up right here, and it's connected. And you can turn it off if you wanted to just play on your tablet. But if you wanted to play on, you just make sure you toggle that on. Then you just come in here, choose your time control, whatever you want. Make sure that that's connected. Click Start Game, and you're off and running. The screen will show the board. You'll hear the board sound, so you know when there's a move. It'll light up on the board, and then you can just move away and play on the board and slide your tablet off to the side, remove all your distractions, and really focus on the game. So again, right now, you have to have an Android device to be able to play on chess.com. Their API is not being able to be read through the iOS devices. So that's why I got this somewhat cheap tablet, strictly just to be able to play chess with this board and all the other Millennium boards on chess.com. So another cool feature of this board that I wanted to show you is that you can actually connect it directly to your computer to be able to analyze in whatever software you like to analyze in, like ChessBase, Arena. There's a couple others. I personally use ChessBase, so that's what I'm going to be showing off today. So to connect your board to the computer, you will need to use the ChessLink module. That can connect directly to your computer using USB, and one of the nice features is that it's got Bluetooth. So as long as your computer has Bluetooth capability, you can connect to it wirelessly and not have to worry about wires and moving around a lot easier. So in order to connect it, it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure you turn on the ChessLink device and you'll see the board light up. Then open up your Bluetooth settings, and you're just going to go to Add Device like you would with any other Bluetooth device, and go to Bluetooth. It'll scan for a second, and you'll see Millennium Chess pop up right there. Now it does come up listed as an audio device, which I'm not really certain why, but it doesn't matter. It still works regardless. So just click it to connect. It'll only take a second, and you're connected. And once you have the board connected, you need to download a driver so that it can communicate directly with ChessBase. Some nice person out there in the world has created several different drivers for all the different software that you can connect to. So you'll need to download whichever driver for the software you're using, and I'll include a link to that site in the description of the video, and give a shout out to the creator of those. I don't know their name off the top of my head, but it's very helpful drivers that they've created for us. So once you have the specific driver for ChessBase downloaded, you'll see the Millennium Chess link pop up right there, and you're just going to click Load, and now you're connected. And again, I'll include a link to this driver and all the other drivers that you can download to connect to whatever software you want to use. And now that you're fully connected and have the driver installed, open up a blank board in ChessBase. And at the top, go to the Board tab, and you'll see now DGT board is enabled, and you can check that box. Previously, without the driver installed, I believe this button is typically grayed out. And if you check that box, you'll get this window pop up, and this is the Millennium ChessLink control. And it's just checking to make sure it's connected. You'll see it's got the starting position, so you'll just click OK. And from here, if you wanted to start just analyzing from scratch, you can just start making moves on the board. If you make a move, you'll see that it translates directly in the ChessBase window. So I'll continue to make some moves. And you'll see they're all transmitting directly into ChessBase, and you'll see the notation popping up. If you wanted to go through some variations or try something different, you can just retrace your steps and move the pieces back, and you'll see the notation works backwards, knowing that you're taking back the moves. The board will also light up to show you which moves are remaining. So it lit up that pawn knowing I was going backwards and that was the last move, and I can move it. Let's say I wanted to go from this position into a variation. I make the move on the board, and ChessBase will already recognize that that's a variation and start to record those moves. And again, if you want to play another variation, take those moves back and continue on with your second variation. And as you're analyzing, ChessBase is recording these variations, so you can just focus and play it out on the board, and ChessBase will be recording all of those moves for you. And you'll see that once you move all the pieces back to the starting position, it will clear the game. So that's good to remember because you'll lose your notations once it kind of resets itself. But if you just hit undo or Control Z, it'll undo that and it'll add the moves back. So it's a nice save in case you accidentally wipe out all of your variations that you've made. And say you just wanted to click through some moves on the computer, you can just use your arrows and ChessBase to play through a couple moves. And you'll see the board is starting to light up to show you which moves to make. So you'll see I clicked through in ChessBase and it's telling me to move my knight to that location. And again, move the pawn. So it'll light up and walk you through the moves in order to get to the position on the board. And now the board is synced up and you can play through it that way if you wish, instead of making the moves directly on the board. If you wanted to play through a game that you already have a PGN for, that's very easy to do too. What I normally do is put everything back in its starting position. And then all the lights will flash because it reset it. And now in ChessBase, you don't want to just open up that game because this window is connected to the DG board interface. So what you want to do is open up another board window and copy the game, or through whatever site you played it on, copy that PGN, and then go back to the board window, go to home and click paste game. And now you'll see the whole PGN pasted right in there. And then you can just play right through the game. You'll see all the moves are registering. And again, you can click through some moves on the keyboard if you want to do it that way, and the board will light up and instruct you which moves to make. And then from there, I can continue to play it out any way I want. If I wanted to analyze maybe some variations, I can play them out right there on the board. So if I wanted to do something different, I make that move, and that variation automatically generates in the ChessBase file. Now that I'm back in the game position, I can play the actual moves that were played in the game. So it's just a very simple, nice way to be able to analyze your game using the computer while using the board. And it's all interconnected. You don't have to make the moves in each location and kind of keep track of which one. I can just focus on the board while the computer is recording everything. I can turn on the engine in ChessBase if I want to analyze the position while I'm playing it out over the board. So it's just a really nice feature of being able to interconnect the computer and the board together. Again, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it was informative, got you a sense of how this board works. Make sure to check out the links below. I've got links below to the Chess House where they've paired with Millennium to offer Dojo members some great deals. So make sure to check it below. Again, they've got free shipping for the United States and discounted for global shipping. I'll also be doing an upcoming video reviewing the E1 board, which has a lot of the similar features, but it's a little bit more portable. So this is the size, this is the style you're looking for. Keep an eye out for that video. That should be out fairly soon. And again, thanks all Dojo members. Thanks for everyone for watching, and see you in the next video.